Hello, I'm Dominic Walker, JMW's Inside Man. Now, according to media reports, an author is suing John Lewis for breach of copyright in relation to one of the Christmas adverts. John Lewis deny breach of copyright and say that the idea was presented to them before the book was actually published. My guest is Lucy Marlow. Lucy is a senior associate solicitor in JMW's intellectual property department. So, Lucy, can you just give me an idea of what's happened in this case? And what does the author have to prove for there to be breach of copyright?
So this dispute is all about John Lewis's 2019 Christmas ad concerning a dragon called Edgar, who causes havoc by breathing fire and accidentally setting light to everything, but eventually he pleases everyone by lighting the Christmas pudding. However, a children's author, Fay Evans, has alleged that John Lewis have copied her character and plot of one of her stories. So in this case, for Fay Evans to succeed, she firstly needs to prove that copyright exists and that there's been an infringing act. So in this case, it's likely to be copying of a substantial part of the plot of her story or of her character, the dragon. One defense is that the works were independently created, and this is what John Lewis are claiming. They say that the concept was originally presented to them in early 2016, which predated the launch of Fay Evans's book. A key point here that is important, an important takeaway for clients, is it's really important to keep evidence of the creation trail of new works. So the fact that John Lewis were able to timestamp documents and to show that they have independently come up with this Christmas ad will massively help their case.
And Lucy, I never thought you and I would be talking about excitable Edgar. On a serious note, is there value in copyright?
Absolutely. So copyright is an unregistered right. So it arises automatically and covers a range of things. It can cover musical works, databases, literary works, films, artistic works. So in this case, the drawing of the dragon, for example. But copyright doesn't just protect ideas, it protects the expression of ideas. So, for example, in this case, the idea of a story involving a fire-breathing dragon, that in itself doesn't attract copyright. You really need to put a pen to paper, and it's that written story that is likely to be protected.
And is it possible for artists to have sort of similar ideas for them to breach copyright?
Yeah, potentially, yes. So it goes back to what I said before, like copyright doesn't just protect, it doesn't protect ideas. It only protects the expression of ideas. So let's say if an artist writes a book and then they find that someone else has like literally lifted bits from that book, then yeah, that's likely to give rise to a claim.
And can JMW's intellectual property department help, I don't know, artists, musicians, or anybody of that sort of like? Can they help them if they suspect that there's been a breach of copyright in their work?
Definitely. So the best thing to do is reach out as soon as possible when you detect that you're in that situation. We can look at what's going on and we can devise a strategy for you that's best suited to your business and the circumstances. Typically in IP disputes, what this means is that we'll look into it, and it's likely to involve drafting a cease and desist letter to the other side, requesting that the infringement stops immediately. And then if the other side doesn't cooperate, we can look towards issuing court proceedings. But there's a whole range of options out there. So for example, we have experience in the intellectual property enterprise court, which is really suited to very much more straightforward cases and small and medium-sized enterprises. So that's why, for example, this John Lewis dispute, that's been issued in the intellectual property enterprise court. So it's a great offering for certain businesses and certain types of disputes.
Lucy, thank you so much for your insight. And if you'd like to contact Lucy and the intellectual property team, you can email insideman@jmw.co.uk or call 0161 82 81 999. I'm Dominic Walker, JMW's Inside Man.